hours from Japan, would you stay awake? I'm losing touch of who I...
Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about the top tips to get yourself organised, to get yourself into your decluttering journey, your tidying and your organising journey. These are kind of the big tips that I've learned over the last kind of couple of years that are, some of you may watch this and go, that's common sense. But some of them to me are things I didn't even think of. Yeah, they are common sense, but you might not think of them that way. And I always think it's good to share a new perspective, because you never know kind of what, you know what I mean, what kind of stuff is going to trigger you to think a different way, which is going to help you. These tips I think work for people with a little bit of stuff. They work for people with a lot of stuff. I think they're really helpful and they're really effective. And yeah, there's around 10 or 12 or so. But yeah, hopefully they're helpful and that you give you a different perspective and help you on your decluttering journey. So let's get started. Before you start your decluttering journey, get yourself organised. Get yourself a box, a bag or a bin, whatever you like, for your donations. Get one for your sell items and get one for your keep items. A mistake you've probably seen in a few of my videos is I literally, you'll see especially my bedroom video, part 3 of my bedroom video, I just threw everything on the bed, which then created this enormous amount of work for me to do afterwards. Which I'm going to be honest guys, added probably 2 hours to the job that I didn't need to do. So I will start by saying get organised, because if you have your donation box ready, or your bag, you have your sale bag, you have your keep bag, when you get to the end of your journey, you grab all your donations, you bring them to your thrift store, charity shop, whatever you have. Your sale box, you can set it outside to one side. And then obviously your keep you can start working on and putting away. And everything's already pre-organised and you're not going through everything a second time. Because that's unfortunately what I did in the bedroom video, all for the sake of the extra 3 to 4 minutes to organise your stuff. I'd also recommend different bags. These ones here for your rubbish or your trash, if you want to call that garbage. And then this one here for your recycling. Just to help identify the two. I also recommend with decluttering, use these kind of bags. Do not use clear bags when decluttering, because if you use clear bags, what's going to happen is every time, especially with the way things are at the moment, not all the charity and thrift shops and stuff like that are open. So as you walk past, every time you walk past those items, you're going to see those items and start questioning again, especially with clear bags, because you can see everything. Whereas if you have something like one of these bags here, you don't know what's in the bag. Like, you know because you put it in there, but you're not constantly being faced with it head on. Do your research before you start. So research what can be recycled in your area, because what can be recycled, say here in Dublin, might not be able to be recycled, say, somewhere in Galway or Wicklow or down the country, or it might be recycled differently. The same within the US. Your city or your county may do, or your state even, may do glass, they may do glass recycling from domestic, but they may not do, in another city they won't. And I know also more commonly in the US, you guys get paid for returning plastic bottles and glass and stuff like that. So just do that kind of stuff to be aware of. Check what you can donate. Also check what your local thrift or charity shop accept. I know a lot of charity shops here in Ireland do not accept electrical items. They won't take them. Small or large electrical, they don't want them, they won't take them. I'm not sure why, but they won't. They also don't take bedding. They also don't take like curtains. What else? And then obviously personal items they don't take, like, you know, makeup and stuff like that, and beauty products. Some of them don't take them at all. But yeah, so check that stuff out before you do it and find out, if you can, the correct way to recycle all of the items that you're using. I would say it's a really, really good tip. So do your research, get organised, and get all that stuff ready to go so you can make separate piles. Like you'll see what I did in the attic video was, I just created a room for donations. It's something I did discuss with my dad before we started. Next door is my brother's room, and we assigned that the donate room. So just a quick thing before y'all think I'm being really, really mean to my brother. And if you're watching this, bro, your room's wrecked again. No, he already knows, it's fine. Anyway, my brother lives abroad, so it doesn't affect him what's in that room right now. He may disagree with me in the comments. Don't disagree with me in the comments, bro. Don't be like that. Don't blame me like that. But what you call her? We assigned that room, but that was an area for donations because I knew from the attic job we were doing, it was a huge job, and I knew there was going to be a lot of donations. So rather than clogging up either a massive section of the attic, which wasn't going to give me a realistic, you know, kind of vision of what I had left, or just filling my own room or filling my dad's room, there was going to be a huge collection of donations. So I assigned a space for that, and I would recommend you do the same. If you have domestic recycling and that kind of stuff, I would suggest use it. And try maybe do your decluttering the day after the bins are collected, so all of your bins are empty. I know in Ireland we have 3 bins. We have a general waste, we have recycling, we have compost. Some people have multiple recycling bins. We also have I don't even know what you'd call it. I'd call it the recycling centre, but the dump you could call it, the tip you could call it. I'm not going to call it landfill because landfill is kind of not happening in Ireland anymore. They have kind of stopped. I'm sure there is still stuff going to landfill, but for 90% of the stuff it isn't. So we have like the recycling centre. Some stuff is, if you go up to the recycling centre, if it's non-recyclable general waste or garden waste, you have to pay a charge. Everything else is free. They take electrical, they take paint, oil, they take bulbs, they take everything. So again, do your research, check that out, find out where your local one is, and divide your stuff. If you need to use 3 separate rooms to organise your stuff, and that helps you, then do that. Like, I'm going to be honest, decluttering is not an easy task, and I'm not going to sit here and go, guys, declutter your house. It'll change your life. It's so easy. There's no work. It is. It will. Will it change your life? Yeah, it will. For me, it does. I'm a person that suffers with anxiety. So for me it does help. Like right now I have just changed my room here. I'm going to throw in a clip right here. I've already filmed it, but I'll throw in the clip right here. I have my desk here and I've moved my Calyx out, you know, over the far side now. Since I moved it, I kind of tidied it and then I got messy again. So at the moment my space is a little bit untidy, which I can tolerate and it's fine. But I find when my room is clean and organised, my anxiety is better, my mental well-being is better. So that's just me. Like this room, in an upcoming video in the next week or 2, I'm going to be doing the curtains because you guys remember a couple of weeks ago I deep cleaned my room. It is literally like I haven't dusted it in months and I cannot source the dust. I think it's coming from here because the windows are open all the time now because we've come into the summer and the weather's really warm. So I need to wash all them and we're going to try that. That will be a video coming soon. That is irrelevant to what we were talking about, but I'm going to move on to my next point. Okay, so the next one I'm going to make is don't keep stuff for other people. Okay, we all do that. Oh, I don't want to get rid of that jumper. It's a really nice jumper. Oh, you know, Mary would like that, or John would really like that. You know, television set. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. TV stand, whatever. Don't keep stuff for other people. I hear this one a lot. This is a really one that I hear a lot. Oh, I was with Sarah this one day and we were in town and I got this lovely top and she was commenting on how much she loved it. Well, I got it and I'm getting rid of it now, so I think she'd like it. I need to be a bit harsh with you guys. If Sarah wanted the top, she would have bought it herself, okay? Okay? That's the first thing I'm going to say. For people who are in a position to spend their disposable income, do we all know somebody who isn't as financially flexible, shall I say? Yeah, and if you have that instance, by all means keep the top, the dress, the jumper, the shelving unit, whatever, offer to them. I think it's a really lovely thing to do, pass stuff on and pass stuff forward, especially with kids. Hand-me-downs. I grew up on hand-me-downs. Like, I had so many hand-me-downs as a kid, my cousin's clothes, and you know, you loved it because I used to see my cousin in their clothes and my bigger cousin, and you know, and obviously as well you'd get a lot more stuff in a hand-me-down box than you would if you went shopping as well. So, and you know, as a kid you're like, oh my god, so many new clothes, if you're into that kind of thing, obviously. But yeah, but this is a really important point to make with that. If you are keeping stuff for other people, and this is like probably one of the most important points I'll make about this particular topic. If you are keeping t-shirts, dresses, tops, whatever, freaking handbag, whatever, This is a rule I stick by, and I found it made such a difference to me, because we all have the bag or the box of stuff that we're keeping for our friends and our family to the side, in the attic, in the press, and or more likely in your bedroom when you're falling all over it constantly. So this is a really important rule to stick to that I find has made such a difference to me in my decluttering journey, and that is make contact with the receiver. And what I mean by that is, if you're keeping a jumper for your mom, your sister, your cousin, your auntie, you know, if you're keeping furniture for your mom, if you're keeping, or your dad, or your uncle, or your brother, or your friend, whatever. Say you find, I don't know, oh, I'm going to use this as an example. Say this handbag here, which I'm not giving away because it's beautiful and I love it. But say, for example, I wanted to give this to my auntie. Rather than being, okay, I'm going to put that in a pile, and that pile's going to go in a box, and that box is going to go into a spare room, and that spare room, and it's going to sit there because I don't go into that room. So it doesn't bother me because I can't see it. But one thing I will say to you is that room you have full of junk and full of rubbish, your Monica's closet if you will, that room, now I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, please let me know. But what I will find, and I will question you on, and I will push you a little bit with this, does that room really not bother you? Because I have that room, it's in my brother's room. That door is closed, I can't see it. It doesn't bother me, but it does because I know that it's there. And with a lot of people, when you're on the decluttering, sorting journey, it's that last little step. It's that last little piece of the puzzle to get to your, you know, dream result, if you will. So, you know, what I will say, and I still haven't made the point of what, this is what the point is. Anyway, sorry guys, I'm tangenting today. Contact them. Contact her. If it's your auntie, ring your auntie. I have this super cute bag. Do you want it? If not, I'm going to donate it, or I'm going to sell it on, you know, adverts if you're in Ireland, your Facebook Marketplace, you know, consignment stores, whatever. Contact them straight away. Oh, I have this bag. Right, hi auntie, whatever. Do you want this bag? Everyone has WhatsApp. Send them a photo. Video call them. If for whatever reason you don't have access to video calling or photo, let them know you have a bag. Describe it to them. Let them know and go, do you want it? And just say, look, I'm not going to be offended if you don't want it. I just thought I'd offer it to you before I donate it or sell it. And again, remove the guilt, because I know a lot of people would accept stuff from others because they feel bad saying no. Make sure you're really clear and go, it doesn't bother me whether or not you want it, I'm just offering it to you. And text them straight away, call them, whatever. Go visit them if you need to, if it's within your COVID restrictions, because, you know, we all know what's going on right now. And ask them, do you want this item? And if they don't, donation pile. Do not hold on to stuff for other people when you have no idea if they want it, because it completely kind of defuncts the purpose of everything you're doing. So if somebody wants something, text them, call them straight away and go, I'm currently cleaning out my house, I have this beautiful handbag, I have this pair of shoes, I have this jumper, would you like it? They go, yeah, great, cool. When can I drop it over to you, or when can you come pick it up? And get rid of it quickly. That's really important. Because there's no point in decluttering stuff to keep in your house, because then all you're doing is essentially moving clutter around. If you're also somebody who suffers with hoarding disorder, this is a term known as churning the hoard, which is basically moving the hoard from one place to another place, to another place, to another place, and never getting rid of anything. And if that is you, I know how difficult your struggle is. I've never been a full-blown hoarder, but there has been items in my life that I've hoarded, and I'm sure I'm only beginning to scratch the surface of understanding how difficult life is. But we are a community here, and we are here to support you. And if you need advice and you need tips, please let us know in the comments below. We are here to support you, and we're not here to judge you. Oh yeah, and also the next tip, which ties into this, which is just like a general tip for everything, tip kind of number 3 is time limit. Set a time limit. Say, okay, if I don't use this, this is kind of a 2-tier thing. If I don't use this item in the next 6 months, I'm getting rid of it. And like, if you have to, get a sticker, get a label, and go, you know, March 2022, used by March 2022, and stick it on. Say the bag, stick it on it. If you get to March next year, 2022, and you haven't touched that, goodbye. I'm picking March as a random month, whatever, a year, 6 months. Some people it's 6 weeks. Some people, as well as that, if it's a decluttering item that you're happy to get rid of, but you're still kind of attached to, and you're not sure, and la la la. You might do 30 days or even 2 weeks, because some objects are really, really hard to declutter, and you shouldn't ruin your entire decluttering experience by spending 25 minutes on one item that's going to stress you out and cause you anxiety and cause you emotional pain and trauma off for the sake of one item, and then you've lost half the day and you're going to give up on the decluttering. And if you have stuff that's really hard to deal with, like I mean really, really hard, put it to the side and come back to it at the end. That's my suggestion to you. Set the time limit. And also the second kind of tier of this one with the time limit is set a time limit to get stuff out of your house. Say to yourself, oh, I have, you know, handbag for whoever, I have the jumper, the t-shirt. If they don't come and pick it up within, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, I'm going to donate it. Now, I know obviously with pandemic times, things can be a little bit more challenging, but it's that kind of overarching thing. Keep it for a couple of weeks and then get rid of it. If somebody really wants something, they're going to come and get it now, realistically. Or, you know, keep it to the side or put it somewhere it's not going to bother you. Or a really good thing I find is put it in your car. With your donations, put them in your car as soon as you have them cleared. Because then the next time you get into your car, they're going to be looking at you. And you're going to go, hey, you know, they're already in my car. I have no excuse that I don't have time to load them, or I don't have time to get them organized. They're already in your car. Go straight to the charity shop or your consignment shop or your thrift shop and get rid of them. And also, if you have items that you're keeping for, say, Facebook Marketplace or for, you know, adverts, or you're going to sell them online, Mercari or any of them, set a time limit. Would be my suggestion. If you don't sell this item within 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, a month, 2 months, whatever your specific time limit is, I wouldn't leave it too long, because if you're getting into the kind of 3 month, 6 month thing, you're getting, just in my opinion, to a stage where you're going to be starting to do declutter again. If you can do once a year, twice a year, once a month, whatever. But realistically, if something hasn't sold in that amount of time, it's probably not going to. So consider bringing it to your donation centre then. But I would recommend setting time limits. Set yourself time limits, because it keeps you accountable as well. And what I like to do is I tell other people about my time limits as well. I'll be like, okay, Dad, so I've said I need to get that section cleared within 2 weeks. And even though he won't say to me, oh, did you not get that cleared? Will you get that cleared? Like, will you hurry up? He won't. I'm aware of the fact that in 2 weeks' time, if I haven't done it, I should be like, oh my God, I said I'd do that and I didn't. But to me, it reminds me that somebody else is watching. It keeps me accountable. Also, this channel keeps me very accountable. Because I'm like, I'm going to clean my room next week, guys. If I say that, I'm not saying that. Just I'm not saying that. I'm clarifying. I said at some stage. But that kind of thing keeps me accountable, because then it's like, oh, I don't want to do it, or I'm in a bad humour, or I feel crappy, or I'm having a bad week of anxiety, or I'm tired, or insert random excuse here. I remember, well, I told my subscribers I'd do a video, so better go and do that video. Because, like, well, I don't want to let you guys down, and, you know, you guys keep me accountable, and you guys are so supportive, but you're never like, you didn't do this, you know, grr. But, yeah, so it keeps me accountable, but keep yourself accountable. Stick it, like, put a post on the kitchen, or on the kitchen, on the fridge, or the kitchen door, whatever. Put it on the fridge, donations out by Thursday. Or put it, if you have a family calendar, donation delivery Thursday. Drop off, you know, Mary's handbag Wednesday, whatever. But yeah, time limits to get rid of sale items, get rid of donations, get rid of all your cluttered items. Set time limits, get the stuff out of your house. But time limits, I think, are really, really important. Yeah, another thing I'm going to say is when you're going through your objects in your home, your items, your media items, your DVDs, your books, your, you know, I don't know, your slow cooker, your whatever, I don't care, TV, well, not TV is a bad example, but, you know, these kind of smaller items. I don't even know if you guys can see what I'm doing. They're DVDs. But like handbags, this is a rule that I find really, really helpful. If you, after decluttering, or even before, during decluttering, or even just organising and tidying your place, even if you're not decluttering, you're just tidying the place up. If something doesn't, if you cannot find a home for something in your house, it's a very important one, it probably doesn't have one. And if it doesn't have one, it's very likely it's something you should maybe consider getting rid of. Because if it's not, this is only a suggestion, if it's not important enough for you to create a home for it, to make a space where it goes, you probably don't care about it that much. Now, Before anyone comes for me in the comments, we have those objects and some people are going to be like, I care about that. I love that thing. Then find a home for it. And if you can't, then it obviously isn't more important to you than anything else. But yeah, I would say that if you can't find a home for it, it doesn't have a home. So either create a home for it or get rid of it, because stuff that we prioritize, we make room for. I wanted to find somewhere for my computer, and as you can see, my computer screen is quite big. I found a home for my computer because it was important. Also, it's a computer, so you know, I need to find a home for so I can use it. Anyway, but you know what I mean. We have homes for things. This here doesn't have a home. This whole unit here doesn't have a home because I don't want it. I don't want it, but I haven't got rid of it. It was meant to go in the skip and I forgot to put it in the skip. But yeah, also I'm not going to, with the way we work here, you have to pay for this kind of stuff in the recycling centre. So until my car is like full, I'm not going to recycling centre because it's like €30. Which I know to some people is not a lot of money, but yeah, it is. I think it's a lot of money. So, especially when you have an empty car. But anyway, so we're not going to talk about that on this channel. Well, we might in the future, but not right now. If you guys would want any financial kind of stuff, or talking about that kind of stuff, banking and loans and debts, and I don't have a huge amount of knowledge, but I will share what I have. If you guys be interested in it, let me know down below. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, if you can't find a home for it, it doesn't have one. Bye bye! Get out of my house! I think that's a really important point as well. Like, you know, we all have that, like, you know, that chair or that box or that basket or that, you know, that little, say, box we have in our living room that has magazines in it or books in it or toys, and you're constantly moving it and you're constantly falling over and it drives you insane. There's a reason it doesn't have a home, because you haven't made it a home. Because, and I'm going to get a little bit sentimental here, because you haven't made it part of your home. Because if you really cared about it, you would want to make it part of your home, and you haven't. And that to me says a lot. So consider finding a home for it, or passing it on to somebody else, or getting rid of it. But again, time limits. I feel like so aggressive there. Also, when you're talking about stuff like that, I would also recommend a very big question that we need to ask ourselves. Well, actually, there's like a series of questions that tie in here together, but I'm going to kind of cover them one by one. The first one, the biggest thing that stops people from decluttering an item, is buyer's remorse. Huge, huge, huge problem. And this is what I say to you in relation to that €400, dollars, pounds, whatever you spent on that fancy modern Art Deco mid-century modern remake chair that's in your sitting room or your kitchen that you love it. It's so uncomfortable. It doesn't really fit the aesthetic, but it cost €400. And you don't really like it. Like, you genuinely, you don't like it anymore. It may have fitted your style 10 years ago, but you don't like it. But you can't get rid of it because it was 400 quid. So I say this to you, okay? The money is gone, and it's never coming back, okay? So don't worry about it. Don't focus on the money, because you're never getting it back. And this plays into my second thing. If you have buyer's remorse and you have a collection of items, I can't get rid of them, I just bought them, I've never used them, blah, blah, blah. If that's the case, and you don't want them, and you're not going to use them, this is what I want you to do. And I actually want you to pause the video and do this right now, okay? I genuinely want you to do this. I want you to go around, I want you to gather up those items, and I want you to either use what came with them, the return labels, or go back to the shop, find the receipt, find the bag, put the stuff in, and right now, pause the video, I do this, bring it back to the shop. Bring it back to the shop. If you've had it for weeks and you haven't used it, bring it back to the shop. Right now. Seriously. Bring it back. If you haven't used it, you're not going to. If you new clothes you couldn't live without, you've never worn them, bring it back to the shop right now. Go ahead. I'll wait. Are you back yet? Cool. So, I think for probably 70% of you, you've gone, but I bought it ages ago, I can't bring it back. The refund policy's passed, it's gone. We all have those items. We bought stuff. Especially, now maybe this is just me, but especially online. Online returns are just, they're hassle. They're difficult. Do the companies do it on purpose so you won't return them? Maybe. I don't know. But, maybe. Conspiracy. No, not really. But, bring the items back. If you don't want them, put them up on, you know, I'm trying to think of the websites. There's that new crowd in Ireland, Zalando, who sell on your clothing. Charity shop again. If it's a case of money, sell them on Facebook Marketplace. Put them up on adverts. Put them up on Craigslist. Put them on, send them to a consignment store. Stuff like that. If you want to get some money back, you can try, but the money is gone. Do not let the amount of money you have previously spent define your decisions when decluttering, because if that's the case, you will end up with a house full of expensive crap you're never gonna use and you don't want. So buyer's remorse is a huge one. It cost me 200, it cost me 1,000, it cost me 400. Doesn't matter how much it cost, it's gone. That money's gone. And I'm being tough with you right now, but I have to be honest with you. The money is gone and it's never coming back. You spent it. You spent it. It's like me holding on to, you know, these DVD. Oh, I spent this much money on them. Like, I'm not going to get the money back. That money's gone. Bye-bye. See you later. You spent it. So don't hold yourself back over money that you don't have anymore. The money's already gone. Irrespective of if you keep the object or sell the object, financially you are still in the same position. The money is spent. It is gone. Buyer's remorse and money, do not let that stuff stop you from decluttering something. The money is gone. Okay, it's gone forever. It's never coming back. When you pick up that t-shirt that you bought 7 years ago, that you wore once because it had like that nice detail on the neck or front or the back, or you like the design or whatever, and maybe you don't wear it now because it's not comfortable, or it didn't fit you the way you thought it would, or it didn't look on you the way you thought it would, or it looked different on the mannequin, or insert reason why you're not wearing it anymore. If you went into a shop today, would you buy that item? Would you pick up that same item and pay the same amount of money for it that you paid back then? And if the answer is no, and I really want you, don't just go with I bought, yeah I would. I really want you to think about this when you're going through your, especially your clothing, because I find it's especially specific for clothing. Really, I want you to really, really think about it. Would you buy it again? If you had the same amount of money in the same shop, or not even the same amount of money, if you went into a shop today, would you think, I need a new top, I want this one? Would you buy it? Knowing what you know, how it fits, the feel of the fabric, whether or not it makes you, you know, I know like Likers and polyester, people say they're sweaty or they're clingy or whatever. Would you buy it again? And if you wouldn't buy it again, that's a good indicator to let it go. Because that means your style has changed. And people's styles change over their whole lives. And that's not a bad thing. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You're not being wasteful. Sell the stuff. Pass it on. Put it on a Facebook swap group. I know there's a lot of no spend groups and stuff like that. Exchange groups. Pass it on, like, because what's the point in keeping it? If you wouldn't buy it today, that means you probably don't like it anymore. So let it go. Will you use the object again is the next thing I will ask you. This applies hugely to kitchen but also to clothing. Will you use it again? A piece of advice I will give you with wardrobes is, and clothing and wardrobes, is the, this is like, it's a piece of advice I got. So basically, the way you put stuff into in your wardrobe normally, you hang it on the hook. So you put the hanger in and you hook it onto the thing. So what I like to do is, put all the stuff, the other way the hook goes in this way, put it backwards and hook it in this way into your wardrobe. Do that with all your clothing. The next time you're organising your clothing, do that with all your clothing. And then come back in 6 months. Now this obviously depends on whether you have a seasonal or non-seasonal wardrobe. Some people have seasonal wardrobes, so they have to split their wardrobe, or they put like a lot of stuff into storage, which can work really well. So with them, I would say 3 to 6 months check it, and then people who have their entire wardrobe full, like all their winter clothes, all their summer clothes, everything in their wardrobe, I would say do it every 12 months. And what I want you to do is every time you take out an item, put the hanger back normally, and then at the end of the 6 to the 12 months, or the 3 months if you do a seasonal wardrobe, or 6 months, and then 6 to 12 for the full all season wardrobe, I want you to look in that wardrobe and see how many hangers are the wrong way around. Because all those clothes that are the wrong way around, you have not worn in 6 to 12 months. And you have to ask the question, why? Do you not like them? Are they not comfortable? Also, if you have that many clothes, it's also very likely you have too many clothes. You need to declutter half of them. But also, why didn't you wear any of those clothes? And is it time to let them go? And generally it is, but again, it's your stuff. I'm not here to tell people how to live their lives. I'm here just to give the advice that I have with the hope that it can do something to help you. But yeah, so if the hangers are all backwards, then it's very likely you're not going to wear it. Also, if you take like especially when you're decluttering, when you're going through stuff that you don't remember that you had, stick a little coloured sticker on it, put a label on it, put a post-it note, whatever. Bring it to the front of your storage and go, okay, if I don't use this in 3 months, and again, like I said, get your label machine, put your date on it, stick it on whatever it is. If you don't use it by that date, if you're not using the stuff, let it go. If you've forgotten you have something, it's probably because you don't use it day to day or you don't use it often. Now, I know we all have seasonal items and whatever, but if it's like, say, a pressure cooker, because they can be really, really bulky. If you have a pressure cooker in your kitchen that, number one, A, you forgot about, B, if you can't access it, then you've too much stuff in your kitchen, but that's fine. But if you have easy access to it and you haven't used it in 6 to 12 months, you're probably not going to. So probably pass that on or set it on, or, you know, reuse it would be my suggestion to you. Get rid of it. Get it out of your house. But one of the really important points, and it's a really important thing I have, is the 1 in, 1 out rule. So if you bring in, I don't know, if you bring in a bunch of toys, say for example, I'm going to use this for kids as reference for this one. If your kid gets 12 toys for their birthday, go through their toy room and get rid of 12 toys. If they get 12 t-shirts, go through their t-shirts and get rid of 12 t-shirts. Or, well, I call it the 1 in, 1 out rule, but, you know, generally, not always, but generally we don't buy one thing. But like if you buy, you know, a book, get rid of a different book. Or get rid of something in your house, get rid of an object. So it's 1 in, 1 out. If an object comes in, an object must go out. And if you keep that and stick to that rule and are strict with that rule, you will find over time, number one, you're maintaining the level of stuff in your house, but also you will reduce it over time. Because I started doing 1 in, 1 out, and then I'd be like, oh, well, I brought in that one thing, and oh, well, I'm going to get rid of that, you know, whatever, that magazine. But actually, I've read all those magazines, so I'm going to get rid of all those magazines. And my stuff kind of reduced over time. But 1 in, 1 out. That kind of applies to this 1 in, 1 out, and this applies hugely as well to kids, as well as teenagers, husbands, wives, family members, aunties, anybody, whoever's in your home has access to your home or has stuff in your home. And this one, I think, is a huge kind of tripping point for a lot of people with decluttering. If someone else lets it go, then you should let it go. A lot of people really, really struggle with letting other people's stuff go. I know this is especially with parents and kids. And again, no shade to you parents, it's how it is, and that's fine. But like, they'll do a declutter and they'll teach their kids. Also, start kids young, because if you get kids into decluttering young, it's a lifelong habit that's really going to benefit them. But yeah, so your kids say, oh, I want to get rid of that truck, mommy. This truck is like, you can't even see me on camera, it's huge. You know that huge truck the kids have, or that huge vehicle or toy the kids have that makes loads of noise and needs those huge batteries, and it drove you demented on probably Christmas Day or their birthday when it went for 10 hours and it's the noisiest toy and it makes irritating. And they turn around to you and go, oh, I want to get rid of that toy, I don't play with that anymore. Alright, cool, thanks very much, great. And then mommy, daddy, whoever, auntie, uncle, granny, granddad takes that toy and puts it in the garage, puts it in the shed, puts it in the attic, puts it in the dining room. Oh, well, they might change their mind, they're a child, they might change their mind later. Trust your kids. Trust your kids and show them that you trust them. And also, it shows them as well that when they, you know, make decisions that, you know, you're willing to let them make their own decisions, and gives them a little bit of independence. But if somebody else gets rid of something, let it go. Like, the only thing you should really be focused on is your own stuff. Because I feel like our own stuff is the hardest to get rid of. And I know a lot of people who the kid will get rid of this, oh, you know, play mat. I don't want that, Mammy. I don't play with that anymore. Daddy, I don't play with that anymore. And then what happens is Mammy or Daddy's like, oh, I remember that. That's when you know, did your first tumble or roll over on that mat. Which is fine. We all have sentimental attachments to items, but objects do not remove the memories from us. If we remove an object, we are not removing the memory. We are not saying we don't care about the memory. We are not saying we don't care about the person or we love them any less. We are just saying that this inanimate object is not something that we need anymore. And I want to say that to people, don't feel guilty for getting rid of other people's stuff that they've told you to get rid of, and also parents' toys, because when kids are at certain age, they want to keep everything. And you need to make the decisions to be the adult and go, no, half of this has to go, or a third of this, or core. And also, realistically, parents, your kids aren't going to remember in 2 weeks what you got rid of. They won't. They just won't. But don't feel guilty for getting rid of stuff that you don't use. Don't feel guilty for getting rid of other people's things. And another huge point that ties into this is if someone gives you something as a gift, it doesn't mean you have to keep it. I hear people say that so often. Oh, well, my auntie gave me that, my cousin gave me that as a gift. It doesn't matter. I don't think, I could be wrong, I don't think anybody gave you a gift with the intention of it causing you stress. Or stressing you out. Or, you know, that you didn't want. We all, from time to time, over the years, everyone has given someone a present they didn't want or don't like. We all have. Most people are polite enough that they will go, oh, thanks very much. Shove it in a drawer. You know what I mean? Never use it. But for me personally, I think for most people, and again, you can disagree with me in the comments if you don't agree with me, I would rather someone give away or donate a gift I gave them to someone who's really going to enjoy it than keep it when they don't want it and it caused them any kind of stress at all. Or it just bugs them that it's there. Literally I would. So that's me. I don't know about anybody else, but that's what I find. If it's gifts, if you don't want them, you don't even get rid of them. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You don't need them in your life. Quick recap of what we have discussed thus far. Gonna put my notes here, guys. So, money is gone. You're never going to get it back. Don't worry about it. Let it go. Let it go. Money's gone. If you wouldn't buy it today, you're not going to use it today, let it go. Will you use it again or do you use it? If you don't, let it go. Can you return the object? If you can return the object right now and you don't want it and you're not going to use it, do it now. Don't keep stuff for others. And if you do, set a time limit and contact them immediately when you find it and say, do you want it, yes or no? Because otherwise your house is going to fill up with stuff for other people. Be organised. See what you can recycle, where you can donate it, when, etc. Do your research, get your bins, get organised, get your bags ready to go before you start decluttering. These are in no particular order, by the way, guys. One in, one out. If something goes in, something has to come out. Really, really good to keep you on track. And it also, I think, makes me question when I'm buying stuff. Am I willing to get rid of something to buy this object? If you can't find a home for something, it doesn't have one. So consider letting it go because it wasn't important enough for you to make it part of your home. So maybe it's not important enough to keep. And if somebody else lets something go, let it go yourself. It's not your stuff, even if your own stuff to worry about. And don't feel bad about decisions that they made. And then, probably most importantly out of everything, is set time limits. Set a date to go through that wardrobe. Set a date to get rid of that donation. Set a date to start decluttering. Set a date to finish decluttering. And the most important point, this is the number one most important tip of everything I'm going to say. Everything I've said today. And that is, be realistic. Set realistic goals. And more importantly, be kind to yourself. If you say, I'm going to clean a whole room today, and you have kids, or you're not feeling well, or you get really tired, or you get distracted doing something else, or you get caught up doing something else, that's really important. Don't be rude and mean and harsh to yourself. Don't criticize yourself. Don't give out to yourself. All that kind of wonderfulness, well, not wonderfulness, kind of badness, but, you know, be organised. Say, Tuesday, 9 till 12, you know, the kids are at school, I'm going to declutter the toy room. In 3 hours, can you declutter an entire toy room? Yes, technically yes. It's going to be a massive job. But yes, but maybe say, oh, I have 3 Kallax units in the toy room, or I have 1 Kallax unit, I'm going to pick 2 drawers. Be realistic, set realistic, doable expectations, and don't be so hard on yourself. Be kind to yourself, be kind to one another. And with that, I'm going to wrap this video up. It has been good for me to do this video because it's reminded me of a lot of rules. I think some of them I've let slide, not all of them, but some of them I've let slide, and stuff that I really need to rethink again. I hope there's some helpful hints and tips in this video for you. I hope you find it helpful. I hope that it's, you know, maybe something made you rethink or give you a new perspective on decluttering and tidying. I can do more of these videos if you guys are interested. I've loads more hints and tips, but I wanted to kind of cover the big ones right now. So if you're getting started on decluttering, that you've got some good stuff to go off. I know around this time of the year is very popular for decluttering and cleaning with a lot of people. Their kids are finishing school. You know, all the school stuff that's been in the school all year is coming home. And I know obviously kids have been in part-time and some kids have done complete e-learning. But I know it's a big time for decluttering. All the school books are now finished with, and the uniforms. Some people are changing new uniforms so they're moving into bigger schools. Stuff like that. But yeah, just some hints and tips. And if you can follow these rules, I think it'll make a big impact to your decluttering journey. And make it a little bit easier for you. But anyway, I'm also working on a second project, which is like a gaming channel. As I said before, I'm huge into Sims and I'm huge into gaming. I will be attaching, I will be linking that channel below at some stage. There's nothing on at the moment. I did a little test stream the other night, but when I have more information that I'll share with you guys. And if you're interested in gaming, it might be somewhere you'd like to join me for some more content. Anyway, I hope you guys have an incredible rest of your day, an incredible Friday. I hope you have a great weekend ahead of you, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you. I appreciate all of you so much. If you're interested in getting more content like this, please subscribe to the channel below and ring that bell to be notified of all of the videos as soon as they are launched. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video has been helpful, a little bit hopefully entertaining and educational, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have a good decluttering journey ahead of you, and I hope you'll all stay safe and well and mind yourselves, be kind to yourselves and to one another, and I will talk to y'all soon. Okay, love y'all, bye.